When I first started telling people I was separating or separated and divorced, people would always say like, "Oh, did he hit you? Did he abuse you?" No, I didn't go through that. Now, some people do. For me, it was literal like marriage death by a thousand cuts. It was small things every single day over the course of years that led to separating and divorcing. Now, there were a couple of big things, but those small things over the years, oh my gosh. And a lot of us have like a mix of all these things. I wanted to talk about some of the things that I experienced that people may not even really think are a big deal, but they definitely added up. So one of them was I would always ask my ex to like, before we go to bed, like, hey, are the doors locked? He would get so fucking mad at me when I would ask that question because he didn't want to get up to go check the doors. Mind you, military man. So he was deployed a lot. So I always had to be hyper vigilant for months on end, for years, at the most 8 months, doing things on my own. So having that relief of like, oh, he's home, he can make sure we're safe, but then not having that, insane for years. Um, then I just eventually stopped asking, right? I also stopped asking him to fix things or to put things together because when he would do that, he would have an attitude. So it would either break or it wouldn't be put together correctly and break later on. So once again, I stopped asking, made
So this woman is going through divorce or divorcing her husband because of a lot of little issues, right? And the one thing I always tell people, you got to understand who you're getting married to because there were signs before. Basically, what it seems like, she chose the wrong man. If a man doesn't want to protect you, if a man doesn't want to fix things, if a man is always having an attitude, acting more like a female than you chose the wrong man. That's the reason why when that's the reason why marriage is very important to prepare for understanding who you're getting married to. If he deployed a lot, you really didn't get to know and get a chance to know that man. So what is now, he's showing his true form. You picked the wrong one. If you have all these little issues, all these little things, they eventually turn to big issues. Because what it seems like to me is now she's starting to see her man, her husband, as a female, as a woman, because of his actions, because of the way he's acting. He's acting emotional, getting mad, getting upset. He's not being a protector. He's not doing the things that a man is supposed to do. So she sees more him as a female and not a man. That's the reason why she wants to get a divorce. Divorce happens very weird for a lot of people, right? It could be big things, cheating, abuse, all those things. But then it could be a combination of a lot of little things, right? She tried to keep asking, and he still has a problem, so she stops. That's the same thing for men. Men do the same thing. I ask you to do this and you stop or you don't listen, so I just stop asking you to do it. What this sounds like to me is that she just chose the wrong man. She fell in love with them for whatever reason, but she overlooked all the red flags. The red flags are always there. People just choose to ignore it before they get married. They think that everything's gonna be fine and perfect when you get married. But if these small issues don't get solved before you get married, they're gonna become bigger and bigger issues during the marriage. And that's what you see. That's why she felt like it was death by a thousand cuts because of a bunch of little things that kept adding up, kept adding up. One snowballed into the other one snowballed the other one. Now she's just looking at him not as a man. She's looking at him as more of a problem. She's looking at him as somebody that's not her peace, not her confidant, not her sanctuary. This is why it's important for men to be men. And this is why it's important for women to celebrate men. Celebrate a man that's going to protect you. Don't think that he's being controlling. Celebrate a man that wants to fix things. Don't think that he's being, he doesn't want you to do anything. He wants to control your life. It all comes from the attitude of women. Sometimes a lot of these women don't want to celebrate a man that's trying to take care of them. But now you see that there's women out there that actually do want that and get upset when they don't get that.
me stronger, whatever, made me figure it out. But once again, I shouldn't have had to be strong in that way. I should have been able to trust. I planned all of our family trips, all of our dates, probably 98 to 99% of our dates I planned. He would fly across the country. He would drive wherever he needed to drive for someone's retirement, for someone's event. But to take me down the road on a date, couldn't do that. Um, and all the household management, all the household finances, I did all those things. There's so many things, so many small cuts, so many injuries. Oh my gosh, the horrible dates. Like I remember I couldn't figure out why when he planned a date, why it just always wasn't like something would happen all the time, random shit. And I realized because he didn't have intention in planning anything for me. Everything was like last minute. Everything was like a check in the box. And I always left our dates just feeling so unfulfilled, feeling so unloved. It was ridiculous. I remember we were watching a movie, I think The Best Man Holiday, and they were like, in a beautiful island, and I forget it's Tay Diggs and Sanaa Lathan's character, and she was like about to do something really sexy for him because they were relaxed, right? They were on vacation. And I remember saying to him, oh, I wonder what I would do if we were, together on an island. Because mind you, we never, ever went on a vacation together by ourselves, ever. I would have had to plan it, and I didn't want to do that.
Yeah. She's with the child. She's not with a man. She's hurting. Men gotta be men. Men gotta be celebrated for being men. Men gotta start taking control. Women want a man to be in control. That's what they want. The ones that don't have issues. But a real woman wants a man to be in control. A real woman just wants to sit back and just enjoy. She wants to live a soft life, but what she was with, she was with a man that was a little boy. And how they got married, that is crazy. That's another story to probably find out. But she just married the wrong one. Maybe he looked good to her. Maybe she, looked on the outside, everything was good, but everything on the inside didn't match up. And that's the reason why she got divorced. That's the reason why she feels the way she feels. And I agree with her. Like, I'm gonna agree with you if you're right. She's definitely not in the wrong in this situation.
And I remember he got so angry with me. And he was like, oh my God, like we don't have the money, we don't have this and that. We had three incomes, and I had two of them incomes as a therapist and working full time, and I'm also a professor. So technically four incomes, including his own. But I remember going like, damn, like I can't even ask for anything. You know what I'm saying? So it was 1,000 cuts. 1,000 cuts, as so many of us women have went through. And I want all of us to share our stories because there are women who are sitting in marriages dying 100 times a day because of these small cuts every single day. May not be big things to some people, but that adds up. And I'm saying that for any woman who is navigating this space, who are sitting in a marriage or difficult relationship, and they're just like, I feel off. Something doesn't feel right. Like, what is going on? It's 1,000 cuts that you are receiving day in and day out. And that is
We just can't play the victim, know that women go through this all the time. Men feel the same way. It's not just females. Men feel the same way as well. Men are getting 1,000 cuts too. That's the one thing I would say is a correction in this. Anybody in a marriage could feel this way. It could be a man or a woman, not just a woman. This is not just a woman feeling. This can be a man can feel like this too. There's a lot of things women do that a man can feel like is disrespectful every single day, and it's 1,000 cuts to them. At the end of the day, you have to understand and know who you're marrying. Some people rush into getting married because of the look of it, but they're not understanding who they married. Right? So that's the most important thing that we have to see is understand who you married. She should have known if she's a therapist and all this, she should have known who she married. You're a therapist, this is what you do. You read people, you talk to people, you should have known who you married. Just for you not knowing who you married, you didn't know who you actually married, kind of questions your ability as a therapist. Because you're a therapist, you're teaching people to help, but you can't even get your own situation together. You can't even get your own man together. You don't even understand your man. You didn't recognize the red flags before you got married. That's a problem. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It's always gonna keep this thing rocking. Tap into the No Filter Morning Show Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I appreciate you guys, and I'm out.